Hello everyone, let's go dig up some purple potatoes. I started with some purple potatoes way back when. They're from the farmer's market. These are Peruvian fingerling purple potatoes. What I do is I plant them, harvest them, and then replant them. So as far as when I dig them up, it's dependent on whether the plant dries out or not. So we have some that we can go dig up, and it's always a surprise or a wonder to see what kind of potatoes we get back. Down here is where our Peruvian purple potatoes are. Um, so these have been chewed up by either slugs or pill bugs. So we're gonna go and dig up this area and see what we find. This is a volunteer marigold. We have some seeds that we can use to sow. So let's pull this out. It was last fall when we got a really good harvest of fingerling potatoes, and these were the potatoes that we planted into this area here. It was hypothesized that we would get back potatoes of back fingerling potatoes this time around because these Peruvian potatoes grow in the higher latitudes, and usually that means the climate's cooler. So I thought maybe in our winter the weather will mimic its natural climate and we'll get these back, but we haven't gotten that back. So maybe these potatoes grow better in the or I guess they grow like regular potatoes where they like the warmer weather. We have from this spot quite a few seed potatoes. We can use these to grow more potato plants out of them, and at some point it'll cycle through to where the weather matches up and we get a good harvest. While they're small, you can still dice these up and make a good hash out of them. So with skin on, since these are purple usually means it has antioxidant properties, so just having the potato skin is also good for you. We have one other spot in the backyard that we planted the purple potatoes. They're under here. We'll dig them out and then we'll go to the front yard and dig out some more purple potatoes. Okay. Once again, we're doing this with a camera in hand. Alright, I forked the soil here. We have this potato. This looks like it was the original potato that we put in here to grow into a plant. We don't have too many potatoes in this spot. So you can see here, this is a little tiny potato, and sometimes it gets missed and the soil gets transported around and we find volunteers. Here's another one. I think there's one right there. So not too exciting this time around. Maybe out in the front we'll get a more exciting harvest because it's usually warmer in the front yard without any structures to obstruct the sun. So we'll go out in a second. I'll take you out there. I'm going to continue to dig down here, or actually rummage my hand in the soil to look for potatoes, and we'll add these guys to the pile in the backyard. Let's put this plant tag down and we'll snap a photo for our video thumbnail. Alright, let's go out to the front where we have more purple potatoes. We're gonna dig them out. The space we're going to use to plant our variegated corn. We're gonna be passing by some more potato plants. These are Yukon Gold. I'm starting to hill them up. So basically what I did was I dug some dirt out, threw some potatoes in there, let them grow, and as they grow I hill them These are potatoes that are from the supermarket that I couldn't eat quick enough. They start to eye, and then I end up planting them out here. So just a very minimal effort, and anything we get back, as I always say, is essentially free. And hilling the potato plants, it helps them stay upright and keep off the ground from just hungry bugs. And in addition, as I've learned from our viewers, potatoes like to have cool feet, so they like their we'll call this their hair warm during the day, and then they like their feet nice and cool. So the hilling or mounding helps with that. And before we go outside, we have some nasturtium that blossomed today. Look how nice and deep red that is. I think that's the mahogany. The camera's just not picking up the nice color. It's actually making it a lot brighter than it is. It's got a really nice deep red, very high definition color. Yeah, these are one of the ones that we planted in the winter, and this one's starting to flower as well. I'm not entirely sure what color it is. This is my second time growing nasturtium, and the first time we got some flowers that are that pretty. All right, let's walk through this gate here. We'll walk past our permaculture resort garden. Let me get my fork. All right, let's head through the gate, and we'll look for some purple potatoes. They're gonna be purple potatoes are gonna be right there, and I plan to grow corn, ornamental corn right there as a row. I'm not too big of a front yard garden kind of vegetable garden kind of guy, so what I try to grow, I try to hide. So there I have a patch of green beans. They're black beans actually, and I just had a bunch of seeds. I threw them out there. They're basically going to be used for nitrogen fixing, so I'm probably going to just turn that into the ground. Underneath there is a hugel bed actually. This is an olive tree. This is a huge amount of space here with great potential for growing. I guess the other name for the site is Never Enough. This channel is Never Enough Time, I suppose. There's a lot of English ivy that's growing, and just speaking with some of you guys about the space here, it would have been perfect to grow some sweet potatoes here. Sweet potatoes is a nice ground cover, and if anything, if there's sweet potatoes to harvest, that's even better. Where the beans are, I wished I had planted asparagus. I think that would have been awesome. Just it's also, asparagus would have been a very low-key produce item, crop to grow out in the front yard. But hopefully we can get around to doing working out here. It's we got a quite long list of things in the garden. So yeah, hopefully we can do that at some point and grow some more things out here. So let's go and dig out our purple potatoes. Well, here's our green beans again. These are actually black beans. And down here is some purple potato plants. They're starting to yellow, and we'll dig them out and see what we got. And see if we get bigger potatoes out here because of the supposed warmer soil, because of the direct access to sun. Let's see here. We got fish food for our cichlid. This is a grub. Here's a purple potato. We're getting a lot of tiny potatoes. Potato, potato, potato. You say potato, And there's a tomato plant, that is. It's going to be pretty laborious to get all these guys out. They're small. We've got quite a few of them. That's a rock. Here's our harvest of, if we can call it a harvest, of purple potatoes. We have probably 2 handfuls. These were the potatoes that grew into plants and made some of these potatoes. There's a little bit of rot on this side. It's kind of normal because when the potato turns into a plant, the plant sucks all the energy from the potato and it shrivels up. It's kind of interesting here this time around. This original potato is still very firm, so I wonder if it can be grown into a new plant, and I think it can. That's what it looks like on the inside. Sometimes it's marbled, sometimes it's deep purple like this. Here's another one that was from last time. Let's break that off. Here's an example. Sometimes it's got white. Usually it's more marbled than white. You can see the purple underneath. Yeah, I invite you to check out the potato harvest from, I believe it was late fall or summer. We had a more impressive harvest, and that's probably more fun to watch, that video. So I'll put the link in the description and also in the video, and I hope you check that one out. I guess I'll see you in the next video then.